introduce yourself first.
Okay. My name is Yosef Murad. I study at GSA. I'm in 4th year and my final year, and I have a deadline in 1 week.
Oh my god, I've done a mistake. Hello sister, how are you?
I've always been quite creative, but I didn't feel like anyone in my family had done it. So then it was just like more of a thing where it was just like me and my sister just having a conversation, being like, you know what, if that's where I'm excelling at naturally, maybe I should just go down the avenue and seeing if I can improve it. I was like, okay, I want to do something with art, and I want to do something with my hands because I know I've got some fine motor skills. What is there to do? So I looked on a website, just clicked through it, and I was just like, you know what, jewelry sounds pretty cool. So the title for my collection is called Irregularity. So it's the idea of navigating a landscape that might not necessarily cater to you. For example, me being a Kurdishman in Glasgow, I know I am the other. I'm not walking down the street and people immediately go, he's Glaswegian. To convey this idea, I decided to go down the avenue of just exploring my culture in general. So I come from an Iranian background. So over the summer last year in 2024, I decided to go back to the motherland and just be inspired. Went to the bazaars, I walked along the streets, I would find motifs on the walls, I would find railings on the windows. When I visited the carpet museum, I just realized that you can sort of trace these carpets back to their origin through the use of dyes that they might use, through the patterns. It can be cuts as well, just the way it's shaped. And I thought that was a good way to express myself because I can take my own sort of perception of that, interpret it, and do it my own style. So photo etching is the process of transferring an image onto metal and then using sort of UV curing to seal that image. Once I've sealed it onto the surface, I basically remove anything that I don't want there. So you'd have a positive and negative space. So anything that's exposed and not covered by the design gets eaten away by the acid, and everything that's covered remains.
It's gonna get a bit smoky.
It's all based off of carpets, but I was struggling to get it into a 3D format. So they basically said, why don't you go down this avenue, which was Repoussier. And they sent an email. I was like, yeah, sure, let me do it. Done a 2-3 day course in Edinburgh with Bryony Knox. That one, amazing, it was great. She just showed me how to achieve what I wanted to achieve with in terms of line work, just like certain techniques. Whether or not I have patience, I'm not too sure. But I do get satisfaction from just like completing things that are quite tedious. Something's quite annoying and I've finished it. I'm like, yeah, that feels good. Whether I got patience or not, I don't know, because I'll swear along the way, I'll cuss along the way, I'll spiral. But like, after I complete it, I'm satisfied, I'm happy, I'm good.
You're almost there?
Almost there. Not really. Beginning of the end.
Bro, your last piece in it, so
Maybe.
maybe. You think it's gonna be another one?
Never know. The journey never ends. Because like, we want it organic and authentic, so like all these moments, right? Like, it's like, we're still recording, you can use this right now. You're probably gonna use it right now. Alright, so at one point, while Shmal was filming me, I was... Sometimes when you're too focused, your field of vision goes from here to this tunnel, you know, this little wee dot. No. Just done the biggest mistake I ever could have in my life. I went into this actual shape.
only a little bit.
I'm a fucking idiot.
Let me see.
my god. Look.
Behind the scenes, showing the reality.
This could be the turning point. Plot twist.
There you go. You being so real.
You wanted organic.
I know.
But I was like, okay, need to keep moving, you know, just keep swimming at that point. You know, gotta do what you gotta do. Decided to pull the saw blade out, just go around where I was initially meant to be going around anyway. Cut that out. Fucking idiot, man. I had to then get a bit of wire, draw it down to the thickness of the saw blade, and then use a technique called inlaying, which is kind of like pushing it through that void and then soldering it in place. And then just so it looked a bit seamless, I kind of polished that at the back and tried removing any excess. Do you see it? Can you guess where it is?
It's actually a guess, but I'm gonna say this one.
No.
Is it not?
Yeah, these things happen. If you panic, you know, you're not necessarily going to be doing yourself any favors. Like, panic is kind of an option. Same with stress, it's an option. You know, the inevitable can be changed. The deadline, it can be changed. So if you're gonna choose something, just choose happiness and yeah, just remain calm. It'll all be okay. Fix it. That's it.
What's the plan today?
Work miracles. See if I can finish this. Gonna just solder for now. Get, what do you call that? Eat a column, maybe. Yeah,
Stilts, yeah.
Really making stilts. I think, right, a technique that I don't necessarily think I excel at Repoussé at all. Like Repoussé, no. Like that is the main technique that I'm using, Repoussé. If you were to look at that piece, you're like, oh yeah, it's a Repoussé piece. However, I don't think I'm amazing at Repoussé at all. I think what I might excel at, which might seem quite basic, it's actually soldering. Because all my things is just hard solder. I don't use medium solder, I don't use soft solder. Am I against it? No. I just think if I can avoid using it, I will avoid using it. I might use it for like settings or very, very fine wire work when everything is just fine wires. But with something like this big, like I will try using hard. How's that look?
Looks good. What do you think?
I just wanted to introduce color and different patterns. The way I found that made most sense to me was gold plating, because I could control it using nail varnish as a resist. I'll apply it to the surface, draw whatever pattern I like, gold plate it, remove the nail varnish, and it'll reveal the white surface of the silver. So I just found that intrinsically just made sense to me. Finished for today. To be fair, I think this is finished filming. Unless you want to do the gold plating part.
Need to do the gold plating, bro. That's the main part.
You need to do the, yeah. Well, you need to film that. You want to film that?
Bro, of course.
You can if you want. I'm happy with it. But I think I was only happy with it after I understood the fact that I'm not a robot. There are mistakes on there, but the mistakes happen because I am a human. I'm not perfect. So I'm okay with it because I've just came to accept the fact that it can't be perfect. I'll never be perfect. Nor that I even really want it to be perfect, because if it's perfect, that means I can't really improve it anymore. So I'd always like that legroom where I feel like nothing's ever really perfect to me. So I can just keep pushing myself to do better. Yeah, my haircut, yeah. I got a haircut. Yeah. When did I learn that? That was like one guy, I was watching this anime called Bleach, and he gave me the ideology that perfection is disgusting. It's the idea that something's reached this limit and capped, and I was really Bleach. I've always been this kind of poetic type of guy. I don't know if it's because I'm Persian, but I've always got my weird sayings, philosophies. My whole collection being based off of carpets, we typically would have a spread. So you can get, you know, anything. You're just trying to impress your guests. You'll have flowers, you'll have a fruit bowl, you have snacks, you'll have nuts, seeds, whatever. So I wanted to kind of reference that. And the idea of a carpet is kind of the hub in an Iranian household. So all the gossip, any food, and even when your cousins are trying to sleep over, you just normally just put, blankets down or whatever, and that is the hub. The carpet is a very central place in the house, very integral to the house anyway. I wanted to basically create these things and have them in a large format such as this, so when you wear it on your body, it's essentially you're carrying this hub, this gathering point. This being a hub or a gathering point is inviting the viewer, like, hey, have a conversation with me. I want you to engage with me,